2007. Let me refresh your memory about what was happening at that time. Apollo Ono was hanging up his ice skates to take a turn on Dancing with the Stars. William, was causing a stir in England because him and Kate Middleton had broke up after 5 years of dating. And the TV show Lost, about marooned plane crash survivors, was a top-rated television show in TV history. You might not remember what was happening on April 30th of 2007, but for me, it was a day I'll never forget. 6 a.m., I woke up with my alarm clock. I was set to have a it was a personal training appointment. But something was different. I woke up with double vision. I thought it was kind of strange, and I called my physical therapist, who was a friend. She sounded very concerned and told me I really needed to go see a doctor. So I called my PCP and got in that same day. He performed a bunch of tests, and he said, well, it's not neurological. You need to go see an eye doctor. So I get home, I'm driving home with one eye shut because I can't see the road very well. And I start making telephone calls to see an eye doctor. I called my eye doctor and didn't really explain exactly what was going on. I couldn't get in for a couple of weeks. My husband sitting next to me was so concerned, thinking I had a brain tumor or something, that he was sure that I would call every eye doctor in New Hampshire to get in that same day. So I see an eye doctor, and he performs an eye exam, and he tells me that, well, it's not your vision, it's perfect. You need to see a neurologist. So I make some appointments. I find a neurologist that'll see me. I go, he takes blood work for Lyme or lupus, but he tells me that I have optic neuritis, which is exactly what was discussed earlier. And that most of the time, optic neuritis is associated with multiple sclerosis. So he orders an MRI. I have my MRI a week later on May 14th. I'm outside with my 17-month-old daughter. It's a beautiful spring day. The sky is blue. Spring air is blowing. And the phone is, at this point, always by my side. I answer the phone, and it's my doctor on the line. We talk for a few minutes, and he then tells me, well, the MRI confirmed you have multiple sclerosis. I hang up the phone. I turn to my husband and tell him the news. He's heartbroken. I call my father next. Well, I call my house, I guess my parents' house, and I spoke with my father. I still remember the tone of his voice and simply him saying, I'm sorry. The next few months, I spend my time just immersing myself in everything I can to learn about multiple sclerosis. My parents buy me some books, I order a few online. I just arm myself with everything I can to learn about what this disease means. On May 25th, my 32nd birthday, I go in for a visit with my neurologist, the first face-to-face visit after the telephone call. It all just seems a little bit more real. He, just performs some tests, and I go on my merry way. That night, my husband and I head to Portsmouth to celebrate my birthday. But the year now, the year coming, looks just a little bit more different. I then decide I need to get a couple more opinions. So I head to Boston, I go to Beth Israel, I then head to the MS Center, And of course, wouldn't you know that both of those doctors tell me that I still have multiple sclerosis. Wasn't really the thing I was looking for, but that's what happened. So now there's all this talk, medication, gotta stop the disease in its tracks. But there's a new development. I'm now pregnant with my second child. Throughout this time, I continue to see my personal trainer, because as she knows, you want to stay as strong as you can, not only through your pregnancy, but if you're dealing with multiple sclerosis. Life went on, and new life began. I had my second baby girl on May 2nd, 2008. I looked at this gift as a sign of hope, of possibility, of what was to come. The future was bright. My neurologist told me that I could breastfeed my daughter for a few weeks, but that I need to start medication. We gave it until just after July 4th. I must admit this was horrible. It was a horrible time. I was scared and sad. The nurses came to my house to teach me the fine art of injection. I cried for days. It could have been weeks, I'm not even sure. I was at my parents' for the first week of medication. My husband was away on business. And I'd sit at the kitchen table and I would lay out this little mat, and they tell you where to put the shot of alcohol and Band-Aid. And I sat there for hours. I just couldn't do it. So luckily, my cousin, who lives in town, was able to come by each night and give me my injection. For 5 years, my brave husband was the one who gave me my injection. I was able to eventually do it at times when he was out on business. But currently, thankfully, I am on oral medication that started in May of 2013. It's crazy to think, I keep saying the month May. All my MS events pretty much happen in the month of May. Hopefully not next month. So how do I live with MS? I try to eat healthy. I exercise 4 days a week. I practice yoga, which I started after I was diagnosed, and I'm currently a yoga instructor. I don't feel sorry for myself. I try to be thankful for every day. I stay positive and pamper myself, which I might admit is my favorite part. I have a supportive family, from my parents to my sister and her family. I know they will help me in any situation that comes up. And my husband, Michael. He is my guardian angel. There's simply no way I could ever be as positive as I am without his unwavering support. He lets me sleep when I need to. He's always by my side no matter what. He takes my health so seriously. It's hard to even put in words what he means to me. He's my everything. Today I'm grateful, even for my diagnosis. It means I've learned what's truly important in life. It's not the things you have and the car you drive. What matters are the soldiers that walk by your side. The silent network of friends and family, even the strangers sitting in this very room. You are who lift me up and encourage me to go on and never give up. MS is something I live with. It doesn't define me. It's simply a part of my life, an important but still just a part. I'm grateful for the support that surrounds me. I draw from your strength on the good days and even on the bad. I'm grateful for the journey that I've been on and the road I have yet to walk. The future is bright. I just have to look for the light wherever I can find it. Thank you for letting me share my story. I wish you all many bright